Hey, how you doing? Is my voice and stuff okay? I don't know if anything got weird after the when I restarted. I had to restart my computer like twice when I restarted it earlier. It's pretty bad. Okay. Trying to think of what to play because I'm not sure. Here, let's do this. Let's throw this up.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Anna and here on this channel we like to talk about all things video games. So like many people this past month, I have been really addicted to playing Silksong. This is like the only game that I've like really invested my time into lately. I literally tell myself to stop playing at certain hours because it feels like every time I pick up this game I sink like 3-4 hours in, and I remember one night I literally played until like almost like 6 a.m. and I was like, okay, I need to have some discipline with putting down this game, otherwise I just get sucked into it so easily. Actually, as of last night, I just got the very first ending of the game and I clocked about like a little over 45 hours, and I still have so much to explore, so much to do, and yeah, I know I'm not nearly towards the true end of the game, so I plan to get back into it pretty much immediately. And just to talk about my personal thoughts on the game so far, without spoilers of course, I think that this is easily one of the best games of 2025, which isn't very surprising, right? We expected this game to be pretty damn good. It's interesting because I went into Silksong with a completely different mindset than when I first played Hollow Knight. So when I played Hollow Knight, I think it was like around the time that it released, and I really wasn't into it. I think I just wasn't really aware of what type of game Hollow Knight would be, and I just wasn't looking for that experience at the time that I was recommended this
I'll make a
game.
planet
My
to
friend
see.
basically just
Sounds so
said,
fun.
it's a fun game, you should
I
try it
always
out. And
die.
when I tried it out, I was like, I don't know, this game doesn't really seem to be for
It's
me.
not
I'm not really
even
vibing with it. There's not
always
really
evil.
a strong narrative component, and there's just so much exploring, and I just feel like my heart's not in it at the moment. I think that was when I was a lot different of a gamer back then. Like the type of games that I played and the way I played them was completely different than how I play games now. Back then and even now, I was never super into Metroidvania, so that was also part of it. But with Silksong finally announcing that they were releasing this year, I knew it was going to be a huge moment that I didn't want to miss out on, and I really wanted to experience it with the rest of the world. So I was like, okay, I'm going to give this game an earnest shot compared to Hollow Knight. So I tried the demo when I was at PAX West, and I loved it. I thought with the new mindset that I had now, I just like really enjoyed exploring and getting used to the combat and just like preparing myself for the type of game it was. So I really thought that was one of the best demos that I played this year. And I play a lot of demos, so I was like really impressed with how much fun I had with that demo. So with this much more open mindset going into Silksong compared to Hollow Knight,
Oh. You know what? This Digimon story game, I think I downloaded the demo for that. Have y'all played that yet?
I think I was set up for success in terms of like experiencing this game. I love this game so much. I had so much fun. The highlight for me is definitely the exploration. I just love exploring every nook and cranny of this game and completing the map. I think it's extremely rewarding and satisfying. I love seeing how all the different areas are unique to each other and the different kind of environments they have. And me being like a relatively beginner at this kind of game, I think that in the beginning combat was really tough for me.
Wait. What do you mean no spoilers? Did I spoil something? Wait, what is the video spoilers? What's the spoilers? I'm thinking about. Oh, for Didi. Well, I was just asking if you guys got it because there's a demo. I was gonna play the. I was thinking about playing the demo because I downloaded the demo for it. But I don't know anything about the game. I have no idea, so I can't really spoil anything in the first place. The only thing I would have is a demo this thing, so I don't know. Yeah, there's a demo for the new Digimon game. This one, the Digimon Storytime Stranger. There's a I think I downloaded it on Steam. Yeah, I downloaded it on Steam. I don't know if it's on the Switch. I'm assuming if they're releasing it on Switch, it's probably on the Switch as well. But I did download the demo on Steam. Also, I'm downloading Final Fantasy 14 as well. It's gonna be like another 2 hours and some change. Oh, is it on Switch 2 as well? I think I downloaded it on Steam. The Digimon story.
I think I had a really hard time getting used to just getting better at fighting.
Also, Hollow Knight. When should I start playing that? I guess I should start playing that eventually, right? I don't know when to play it. So I could play Silk Song and stuff as well afterwards.
A lot of these arenas and bosses. But for the most part, even though I'm a beginner at this type of game, I felt like the bosses and the arenas had just the right amount of difficulty where it was definitely difficult, but it didn't feel like unsurmountable. And it felt like every iteration I was fighting like a boss, I would learn something and just get better at it slowly and slowly. And it felt like very possible with the amount of work I put in. Not saying they weren't a few rooms where I was like, why did they make this room so difficult? Like, there's no reason to make it this hard and make the run back to this room so lengthy. Those kind of rooms I definitely felt pretty frustrated in, but again, for the majority of the game, I felt like a lot of the difficulty was, not unsurmountable. It was very doable with enough skill and practice.
Parrying in Silk Song?
That's what I felt was really satisfying.
What's your opinions on Final Fantasy's most honored guest, Omega?
To be able to find these bosses and the difficulty.
I don't really know Omega. I can't really have an opinion on him.
I love the art. I love the variety in the creatures and the biomes. In terms of the music, I thought it would be a little bit more engaging. I felt like it was mostly just like background music, and I felt like there were only a few sections where I felt really into the music. Like, I remember at the beginning of Act 2,
oh, you know what? Hey, didn't you ask, Hanabi, you asked about, Bloodstain? Did you ask about Bloodstain before? Because I could play that as well, probably. I do like Bloodstain. Look at this video after that video. Okay. What to know about Omega, okay. Okay. What? Okay, so I'll watch that after. Okay.
You reached that area. I felt like the music there was really, really good, and then there were parts like
don't.
Raymore,
it will spoil 14. Wait. So don't watch this one. Don't watch this one. Don't watch your video. Okay, I will close that one out then. Omega is super duper important 14. Watch Penguin's video instead. Okay, yeah.
Hated the music because it was so depressing, and I get.
Well, hold on. I guess because this is just like a playlist of some cinematics. Should I watch that one first? Let's do that. I guess let's just watch these. And then I'll go back to the other video. This is the original trailer. I remember when this game first came out too, and it was like people didn't like it, and then they like just relaunched it or something. And apparently, essentially what happened is like they basically wiped out the old world or something. It was something crazy. It was so drastic. It was like, what the hell? Like the story or whatever. Like there was a lore reason why. Why didn't we finish this? Wait. Okay, wait. Do you want me to finish the Silk Song vid first? I can finish it first. I wasn't sure like what was going on. Like I don't know. Let's finish the Silk Song vid. Let's do this. The environment
is supposed to be.
We'll finish this one first.
Dreary and depressing and gray, but yeah, okay. I just like. found myself
finish
wanting
this
to
one
get out of
first.
those areas really quick. But yeah, this game overall, one of the best games of this year for sure. I feel like it's definitely going to be nominated for Game of the Year. And I feel like there's still so much for me to get value out of this game, even though I got the first ending already. So with that being said about the game itself.
Oh yeah, and the other game too, Monster Hunter. We could play more Monster Hunter Rise sometime as well, because I still do want to play that. I did like playing that too.
I want to rewind a bit to talk about Silksong and its release. Well, talking about the timeline of when Silksong was initially announced to finally being released this year, because I think it's quite a remarkable industry moment that we got to witness in real time happen just recently. So if we're talking about the announcement for Silksong, it was announced over 6 years ago, and that trailer where they announced it has about 8.5 million views currently. And Silksong went on to have about a 7-year dev cycle. There's this article on Bloomberg that made its rounds when Silksong was released, and it was titled "Why Silksong Took 7 Years to Make." And it was an article where Team Cherry was interviewed, and they kind of go into why the dev cycles ended up taking much longer than they thought initially. And TLDR, there was no like big controversy or anything like that when it came to why this dev cycle got so stretched out a lot more than initially planned. It was mostly just attributed to this started out as planned for a DLC, but then it kept growing and growing as ideas grew and grew, and they just kept working on it to make it bigger and better, and they just really took their time to make it a great game. They say there were no snags or big challenges they ran into. They just wanted to create the best game that they could. And Team Cherry being quite a small team, this would take a much longer than if, a bigger company ended up taking the project. Then just a couple months ago, Silksong was announced to be releasing this year in 2025 through the April Nintendo Direct, where they showed up for literally like 5 seconds. I remember watching and reacting to that April Direct, and I was like, they just announced that Silksong is coming out this year, and that's it. Like, they don't even have like a proper trailer. Like, this game is going to be huge, but they just decided to just slot into one of those like montage reels of games releasing, and I just couldn't believe that. I'm not even like a huge Hollow Knight or Silksong fan as I'm watching this, but I'm like, that doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem like it matches the hype for this game. Then in August, Team Cherry hosts a live stream where they debut a trailer that finally gives the release date for Silksong, and that being in September. Then in response to Silksong releasing their release date, other games actually end up moving the release date for their games because they just know that Silksong is going to be this behemoth of a release and they're going to completely dwarf other games. In response, I remember seeing on my timeline other dev teams and indie games say, hey, sorry about this, but we're gonna change our release date and delay a bit because of Silksong. Like, that's straight up not going to be good business for us, so we're moving our date. Some games went viral making this decision, and these posts actually got more attention than the posts surrounding what their actual game was about. So with Silksong's release date nearing, Hollow Knight hits a new peak of over 70,000 concurrent Steam players right before the release. And then Silksong, being the #1 most wishlisted Steam game, hits almost 5 million wishlists shortly before release.
Holy
so now
shit.
talking about post-release,
That's
the game
crazy.
comes out on September 4th with a price tag of $20 USD with regional pricing. So many people wanted to buy the game that Steam actually crashed and people couldn't actually check out their cart. Regardless, on launch day, Silksong ends up hitting over 500,000 Steam concurrent players within 4 hours of release. Silksong ends up getting a Metacritic score of 91, and within 2 weeks, they are estimated to have sold over 4 million copies across all platforms. I mean, I don't need to be the one to tell you that this is insane. Like, this is a level of success that indie games and even AAA companies can only dream of. And speaking of indie games, I think it's really interesting that Team Cherry went completely against the indie gaming marketing playbook. They gave out 0 review copies, which is why it took so long
Good.
for the Metacritic score to
Good.
go up compared to other big
I
releases.
think that's a good
because
thing.
they didn't give out any copies to the usual press sites. Personally, I didn't see any creators or influencers do any kind of sponsored or paid content for this game. I don't think that anybody was paid to endorse this game or anything like that. I don't even think that Team Cherry themselves gave out free copies. I think if people received free copies, it was most likely done through like third-party platforms. So for example, like if Xbox gave their influencers free copies to Silksong. I saw 0 ads for this game, besides being, 5 seconds in the Nintendo Direct, if you really count that. And then practically 0 content on Team Cherry's social media and sparse community updates leading up to release. And it's funny because they can definitely afford to do these things, and they just chose not to do any of these. Again, simply because they can, and the success of the game, the sequel to their game, doesn't really depend on it. But I think anybody working in marketing like me would tell you that you are setting yourself up for failure if you don't do any of these things. You usually need some sort of community management, especially for a game that has such a passionate fan base. It's crazy to me that they have these like super fans and pretty much didn't
You
give
paid
them
Silksong
any
to
community
endorse it? What
support
the heck?
throughout these years. You gotta make social media content and just like post on social media so people know about your game. Most games need to get their keys in the hands of influencers and creators, so they stream your game or talk about it to their audience. You want to be participating in Steam festivals and events, something like one of the many events that happen during Summer Games Fest. You want to send out keys to PR so they actually write articles about your game and review it. And a lot of the times you can get direct conversions for people to purchase your games if you pay for ads and just paid promotion. And I'm sure Team Cherry had the resources to do these things, but they just didn't. Regardless, I think Team Cherry
this might
and
interest
Silksong has
you if
become
you get
quite
Monster
the
Hunter Wilds on
aspirational
Steam
figure
someday.
in the
A
indie gaming
hunting
space.
guide
It's
for
quite some
Omega
aura to be able
Planetus?
to not do
Okay.
any of like the traditional marketing and still be so successful. It's kind of like, it kind of has the vibe of like, make way for the king, because here comes this game with like infinite aura, and whatever they did, all the other games in the space were looking at them to see what kind of success they garnered, and obviously their players and audience were also interested to see what they would do with this game. And again, I think it's really cool that this company
probably
was
just wait,
able
yeah,
to
'cause there's
rely on the
probably
success
gonna
from
be an
the first
expansion
game
for
to
sure.
be able to do things the way they wanted to or not do, both creatively and monetarily. I feel like there's only a few devs that come to mind for me that kind of can flex this creative freedom because they made such an amazing game before. People like Concerned Ape with Stardew Valley, Toby Fox with Undertale. And while at the same time, Silksong can be seen as like an aspirational figure in the space, in the indie game space, I think it could be seen as kind of like a fuck you to the AAA games and big publishers out there. At least I think that's how people talk about Silksong sometimes. They look at this game, they use this game as ammo to say to these big corporations like, hey, look at one of the most successful games this year and look at what they're doing and you're not. First of all, the game is so cheap for what it is. $20? Okay, in my opinion, I don't know if this is a hot take, but I think this game is a little too cheap. I think it could have at least been $30, and I personally would have been okay paying a little bit more than that, but I understand I'm not like the most average consumer, but I still think they could have at least sold for $30. I think that selling at 20 actually made other games, other indie games in the space look kind of bad at how they price their games. For example, I just played a game called Sword of the Sea, and I clocked like a little over 2 hours, and this game cost $30, and I bet that there were plenty of games in the indie game space that felt kind of self-conscious about pricing their game more expensive than Silksong when you compare like the hours you can get in that game versus their game. And Silksong obviously isn't expected to partake in any like scummy.
I will say this, when it comes to the I'm gonna say the whole thing with how many hours you get in a game, I feel like is a really weird kind of conversation and kind of a weird what's the word I'm looking for? I don't think it's not a very good gauge to use when you're talking about the price of a game and how many hours it gives you. because it's really about, in my opinion, it's not about the hours. It's about how enjoyable is your experience with it. Like if I get a game that I pay $10 for and it gives me an insanely enjoyable 1 hour experience, I'll probably think it's worth it. But if I pay $10 for a game, it costs 100 hours to complete, but I'm having a miserable time with it. That's not. It's gonna be not worth it. It's gonna be terrible. That's gonna be a terrible $10 spent. Like, why would I do that? That's a weird kind of thing. To I don't know why people still do that, right? Like, and especially when you're talking about replayability and stuff like that too. Like people can replay. You can replay a game as much as you want. It doesn't matter if it only takes an hour to complete. If you play it 100 times and you're getting 100 hours worth of enjoyment out of it. Again, compared to a game that you might only play once, you might be getting your money's worth there. So I just wanted to interject that because I know people talk. This has been like a talking point for a long time, and I've always thought it was just really stupid. Like, who cares how long it takes? Is the game good? That's the whole point. Is the game actually good? If the game is good, it doesn't matter if it only takes a few hours to complete. It's a good ass game. It's worth it.
Monetization practices, even though they certainly can take advantage of the fact that they're the #1 most wishlisted Steam game. And it's just the fact that you can get so many hours of content out of Silksong, easily 100 hours. And you have the same AAA companies and big publishers releasing games for 4 times the price with similar game time. But these things aren't unique to Silksong, right? Hades 2 just released with a Metacritic score of 94, priced at $30. Blueprints is one of the highest rated games that released this year with a Metacritic score of 92, priced at $30 as well. Okay, as a side note though, I was miserable playing this game, and I think that I'm not saying it's...
Dude, literally was just talking about you play a game and you're not having a good experience. It's basically doesn't matter how much hours it is. It's not going to be worth you playing it. It's just going to suck. Like, that's the thing. You said maybe Wilds comes out 2022. It makes sense when you're poor. Enjoy Monster Hunter. A person who's poor would prefer an 8-10 hour game for 100 hours rather than a 10 out of 10 game for 20 hours. Not necessarily. That's not necessarily true. I would want a 10 out of 10 game for 20 hours over a game for 100 hours. The whole problem, here's the thing. This is the problem with your logic, okay? Specifically, we're talking about now in 2025, and it's been this way for a little while now. Okay? The issue with your logic is that there's so many games that are free nowadays. Games that are free that people play all the time. They have huge communities. Like, you don't need any money to play a lot of games nowadays. The whole issue is you having the system. If you already have a system like a console or a PC, and it has one of the free-to-play games that all your friends and stuff play if you're a poor kid, like, what, it doesn't matter if you buy a game for however much money and it's only 20 hours, because once you're done with that game, you're going to go back to that free game that you play with your friends or that you just play by yourself or whatever. But if that's the kind of logic you're using about the money thing, there's so many games now that are free that people play all the time. You don't need any money to game nowadays. Maybe that you used to, but nowadays you don't need to even buy half the fucking games that like the most popular games. A lot of the most popular games nowadays are free. They have no entry fee. You can literally just download them and play them. So that point doesn't make any sense. But some olden mechanics do still stick around. What do you mean? What does that have to do with buying a game or the amount of hours, etc.? Again, I feel like that's still the wrong mindset to have, though, right? Like, again, if a game is a 10 out of 10, We have like compare the times for so long that it became the usual. Right, that's the problem that I'm saying. People started doing that, and that's the problem. That's the issue. Like why like I never understood that when they first started doing that. I never even understood that in the first place. And that's like fine, it doesn't hurt anyone. Right, but it also doesn't hurt anyone by not doing that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the wrong mindset to have. That's what I'm saying. People have that mindset, and I feel like that's the wrong mindset to have. Like, it shouldn't matter how long it takes you to play a game. What you should be worried about is, are you getting a good experience? You know? It's almost like that sunk cost fallacy type shit. Like, oh, this game costs this much and it only takes this long to beat it. But it's like if the experience sucks, that you didn't spend your time well. You got to think as a person, as a human being, your time is limited on this planet. Like you're going to die eventually, right? Like, hey, I want to spend as much time as I can having fun and enjoying my experiences, not having a shitty experience that's, well, at least it was cost efficient, I guess. Like, what do you mean? You could be doing other shit with that time you spent playing this game that you just didn't have an enjoyable experience with. It's so ridiculous. I mean, FGO is addictive too, but there's no way to compare games to games because I think that's illogical to me. Comparing games to other games sounds bad. Uh, okay. No, it does benefit the reviewers because they get to add some extra ad time. Wait, what do you mean? How do reviewers get to add extra ad time? The review should be the review shouldn't really be dictated on how long the game is. That's kind of weird. The review should be dictated on them just talking about certain aspects of the game and giving their overall opinion about it. But not like if a game is longer, that doesn't really mean the review's going to be longer. My opinion, I play games to relax and have fun. Yeah, I try to play games mostly for that as well, to have fun and relax. Sometimes you play games, for a certain type of experience, so I think that's also fine. Also, when there's two equally rated games, people would prefer to pick the longer games. Like reviewers get to say a few extra words so that it's easier to reach their threshold for more ads. Okay, what does that have to do with the length of a game, though? That has nothing to do with the actual length of games, because they're going to do that either way. They would just talk more and just fill the space with whatever. If that's the case, it wouldn't matter how long the actual game they're reviewing is. Comparing Persona, for example, I personally pick Persona 5 over Persona 3, even though they both are 10 out of 10 games, because Persona 5 is longer. Yes, well, it makes it an easy point to say. I'm still kind of confused. Like, what are they going to say? Oh, yeah, this game takes 10 hours to complete. Or they're going to say, yeah, this game takes 1,000 hours to complete. Like, it takes the same amount of time to say how long the game is. Like, it doesn't really matter. So that's kind of weird. I'm kind of confused. I mean, and I hear what you're saying too with the Persona thing, but it's like I feel like it really depends, right? I don't like for me, like I don't see the reason to pick one game just because it's longer. That doesn't really make logical sense to me. When it's like, which game do you actually like more? You should probably pick the game you like more. If you like Persona 5 more, then that makes sense. You're saying they're both 10 out of 10 games, but they're also different. There's differences with those games as well. So each of those games is different enough. There's a lot of similarities, but they're also different in some of the gameplay departments, right? If you like both equally, then a longer game is preferred. Is it? I mean, how is the game like? Again, I don't think that's really I don't think that's really relevant for that because you're gonna like one more than the other. You could say you prefer one, but these games have different. They have differences with them. You're gonna probably prefer one over the other, whether it's the characters, the stories, the gameplay functions, whatever, the music. There's probably one of those games you're gonna like more than the other one. Like you could pretty much guarantee that. So it wouldn't. That doesn't. It still doesn't make a ton of sense. Is it like that? My brain is like, is logic even necessary? Well, yeah, I would assume so. Well, I mean, it's really just if you're having fun. I guess you don't need logic to have fun, but you won't even know which one you like more unless you play them both. So you're gonna have to buy them both either way. So it's kind of a moot point. Like it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. Once again, it doesn't matter. Whenever I get stuck on buying two games I like equally, I usually check how long to beat to pick what I liked, what I will buy. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that or you can't do that. What I'm saying is, I think it's stupid overall that people use the fact that, hey, this game is longer to justify the pricing or whatever. Like, I feel like it's irrelevant, especially when you got to think too. We weren't talking about similar games or games that you like. She was talking about two completely different. She was talking about this, what was a sword surfing game or something, and she was talking about Silk Song. These games are completely different. They are not similar at all. But she was saying how quickly it took to beat this one game, but it's like I don't think it's relevant. The length of time compared to the price you pay, I don't think is relevant. Did you enjoy that other game? Especially again when you can afford it. Like if you can afford it as well, like it doesn't seem to really matter. You're talking about a very specific situation where, hey, I can't afford this game, or I can only afford one game. You can use whatever metric you want to use to justify purchasing that game. I don't think that's an issue. There's nothing wrong with that. Like what's that's like why saying how long a game time is very important to some people. Right, but why is it so important? Why does that matter if you're not having an enjoyable time with the game? I would think the first thing you should be thinking about isn't the price to hours ratio. It should be, hey, is this the type of game that I like? That should be the first thing in your head. Is this the type of game that I like? Okay, cool. I'll probably get this game. That should be kind of the thought process, not, hey, how many hours does this game take to beat? How much does it cost? Like, if you're not having an enjoyable time, yeah, it's a bad idea. It's good to be inclusive of everyone. Right. I don't think the game time has to do with being inclusive or not. What I'm saying is people will use this as a metric to justify or not justify a purchase when I feel like it's irrelevant. Why is the hours a game takes to beat relevant? Specifically, I'm not talking like people are going to use some stupid example probably to try to counteract this. Like, oh, what about a game that only takes like 5 minutes to beat or something? And it's like, dude, like we're talking about regular ass games, indie games, AAA games, whatever. We're talking about a standard, normal, regular game that you would generally think of when you think of video games, okay? If you're thinking of just video games and you're like, hey, you're worried about the game length, I feel like that's the wrong mindset to have. That's what I'm saying. People have that mindset because it's a mindset that people have had for a while, but it just never made any sense when it's like Shouldn't you be more worried about if the game is good, if you actually like the game? There's all these other factors I feel like are way more important than how long it takes to beat. Because again, regardless of anything else, that game, even if it takes you 1 hour to beat a game, you can replay that game over and over again. You could get a lot of hours out of a game if you like it that much. Like you could stretch a game out for a very long time if you really have fun. Think about speedrunners, for example. Speedrunners run games for thousands of hours. They paid for that game one time and they got thousands of hours out of that game. Are these the games that everybody should always buy? Because look how much time they got in those games, right? But that's not, again, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter how many hours it takes. Are you going to enjoy your experience? That's what you should be your first thought. Does the game actually rated decently, right? You don't want to pick up a completely shitty game, I guess, but it also depends if it's a game you like. If it's a type of game you like, sure, maybe pick it up. Even if it is shorter, it might be worth it for you because you're actually going to enjoy the game and enjoy your time with it. If you don't have a joy play, yes, but hours are not relevant. But if the person enjoys the game, that's what matters, right? Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm saying. But it's like still an important metric for a specific situation people come up on. It's a good metric to justify when you like both things equally. If you like the one more than the other, pick the one you like more, but equally, then I personally pick the longer one. I guess, but again, like it's again, you can use that metric, but again, I feel like that's the wrong mindset to have in this whole thing. People play so many games nowadays, like it doesn't even matter. Like again, the whole point is kind of moot because it doesn't matter. That's the whole thing I'm trying to get to. The amount of time it takes doesn't matter. There's so many games that are free that a lot of people play already. They are free. If you beat a game that was shorter, cool. You can go back to your free game that you were playing anyway. I'm so confused on how people don't like things equally. What do you mean? What's confusing about that? Which game do you like more? Do you like Persona 3 more or do you like Persona 5 more? Because those games are different, right? They have a lot of similarities, but there's plenty of things different about them too. The stories are different, the characters are different, the way the gameplay functions is different. So there's definitely one of those games you like more. You prefer them. You like them both equally. That doesn't make any sense. So do you like all the Xenoblade games equally then? You don't like all the Xenoblade games equally, do you? Because I don't. I definitely have ones I prefer over the other. And even if you like them both equally, here's the other question, Penguin King. Did both of those games release at the same time? Or did one release before the other game? One of those games released a long time before the other game released. So there was a ton of time in between those games, so you wouldn't have known about it either way. I do like them equally if we include the DLCs, except for 2, so you don't like them all equally. You don't like 2 more than the other ones. So you like 3 and you like 1. And I don't know about X. So you like 3 and you like 1 equally. How do you like those games equally? Is my question. Because they are so different. There's so many things different about those games. There's definitely things you like about one game more than you like about the other. Yeah, they did, but like I didn't get into Persona until 3 Reload came out. Right. But that's kind of the thing. It's the same thing with Xenoblade too. Like I'm using an example, but I'm saying these games all came out at the same time. You're saying you like them equally, but a lot of these games are in the same series, but it's like they didn't come out at the same time. Like they're obviously they're spaced out and released in releases and stuff. So if 2 games, how often is it that 2 games come out at the same time that you think you'll like equally? You know, that probably doesn't happen very often.
bad game or anything. It just wasn't for me, but I have a whole video on why this game didn't exactly vibe with me, and I get why people like it, but I will say that that game was not for me. And then, of course, we have Expedition 33, which could be considered in
Pokemon games. I mean, again, Pokemon games are like, they are literally the same games. Those are the same exact games. They have little differences with the Pokemon, but most everything else is the same. So I don't think that's a great example either. It's more or less like, which one do you prefer as far as like the color or something goes, unless you just get them both, you know? But it's like Sword or Shield, like, you know, you do some research on the Pokemon it has, and then you kind of pick one because you're going to prefer one of the Pokemons over the other one. And that's usually how people pick those games. So they're still going to be, like, the length of the game isn't really going to be relevant because they're going to be the same length either way. I like them equally because they both excel in stuff and don't excel in certain stuff. And that's fine, I guess. You're talking about Xenoblade, right? Not Pokemon. Because Pokemon, I feel like they're the same. They're the same.
Or AA, I guess, but this game looks just as good, if not better, than some AAA games, priced at $50, and it's widely expected to win Game of the Year this year. These games were all released in 2025.
Wait, hold on. What was she saying right there? Hold on.
Steam game, and it's just the fact.
Yeah, Xenoblade. Pokemon, all games suck balls except Sun and Moon. Wait, what? But then why, if you don't like Pokemon, why would you buy Pokemon if you think they suck? The last Pokemon game I bought, I think, was like Sword or Shield. I bought one of those. That was the last Pokemon game I got. So I haven't got Scarlet Violet. I didn't get the Legends Arceus or whatever it was. I'll probably get ZA. I'll probably get that one because that one looks, especially on the Switch too, because it actually looks really good. That's been another thing. Like, some of the Pokemon games just look like really rough, you know? Especially Scarlet and Violet, when that came out, I was just like, I don't even know if I want to play this, bro. This looks really, really rough. It's crazy, except because it's the community I like. Right, you like the community, which is perfectly fine. That's fine. So you buy the games. You like the community, so you buy the games. You don't buy it because of how long the games are, though, do you? That's not relevant to your purchase, is it?
So many hours of content out of Silksong, easily 100 hours, and you have the same AAA companies and big publishers releasing games for 4 times the price with similar game time. But these things aren't unique to Silksong, right? Hades 2 just released with a Metacritic score of 94.
Also, this is this game right here, okay? Also, my bad. Is anything... Is like anything lower than Xenoblade? Oh, no, it's not really. Wait, what? Oh, no, it's not really. I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought. What was that about? Are you talking about Pokemon the game? But this is... You see this game right here, too? Hades 2 is a roguelike. Right. You see, it's different, right? Yeah, see, that's the point I'm trying to get at. It's different. That's what I'm talking about, though. This is exactly what I mean. Roguelikes are meant to be replayable. Right, but any game could be replayed. Any game, you could replay any game for any reason. If you just like it, you just want to re-experience it. Maybe it's a game where you have choices. You might want to replay certain parts of the game. That it is what it is, right? It doesn't matter. The whole point is that tying the length of a game to whether or not it's pricing and stuff, whether it's worth purchasing, again, I think it's stupid. That's not a good metric to use because there's so many other things that are so much more important compared to the quote unquote time it takes to beat. Like, it doesn't matter how long it takes to beat. It's like, the whole point I'm trying to say is it's a dumb metric. You shouldn't be worried about how long it takes to beat a game. I think it's irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, that's true, but those games, your first time will always be the most fun. Right, but if you like those, here's the thing. I'm the type of person, I don't like roguelikes. So I don't really care. I don't usually buy them. Right? There's some that I've bought and I've enjoyed, but for the most part, I don't like those types of games. Even if they are meant to be played for a long time. Like, that's the thing. For me, those games aren't worth it because I don't usually like those types of games. And some people hate long games like MMOs. Right, that's the thing. Again, that game, MMOs are meant to be played for a long time. That's how they're made. That's how they are. And you might pay, you might not pay anything for it. There's plenty of free to play MMOs out there. You might not pay anything for those games. Just like all these other free to play games, mobile games. You got your Fortnites, you got your Genshins, you got all these different types of games you could play for free. Right, it's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. The whole point I was trying to make is the point, because here I'm directly talking about what she's talking about in the video. That's the thing. She's saying, she's comparing the price of a game to how long it takes to beat. She's directly correlating the two. That's the issue I'm having. It shouldn't matter what the price of a game is for how much how long you get to play it, right? The price shouldn't matter when it comes to the length of the game. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't really matter, but people will bring it up like, hey, look at this game only takes 10 hours to beat and it costs $30. So what? It's an irrelevant, it's like they try to use it as like a point of contention. That's the problem. It's like that doesn't really matter. It doesn't really say anything. It just says that you can beat the game in 10 hours. Is a game good? Is it great? You could have a game be 10 hours and be $70 and it could be the most insane experience of your life. Some people shouldn't play long games because they have important life stuff. I mean, yeah, everybody is different. The whole point I'm saying, I'm directly talking about this video. That's the thing. I'm directly contradicting the point that the person in the video is talking about and saying, I feel like it's not a good comparison point to talk about the length of a game compared to its price. Like, that doesn't matter. That's irrelevant point. And people do it a lot. And it's like, that doesn't matter. People do it, but that doesn't, just because people do it all the time and it's been the standard doesn't mean it's right, in my opinion, because I feel like it's wrong. That's why I'm saying something about it. Like, hey, can we get off of that? Like, can we stop doing that, right? Like, this has been normalized, but it's like, this shouldn't be normal. Like, we should get off of that point. We should throw that in the past. Like, let's worry about the quality of the games and then talk about the pricing. That I feel like that's more important. Not the length of time it takes. Right, but see, that's all she said. She didn't say anything else about the game. She literally said the price and how long it took to beat. That's all she said. That's literally it. Hold on, let me go back a little bit. That's literally all she said. She didn't say anything else. That's why I was like, dude, that's exactly why I was like, hey, that's a bad point to bring up. That's not relevant to anything. But that's all she said.
In the indie game space, I think it could be seen as kind of like a fuck you to the AAA games and big publishers out there. At least I think that's how people talk about Silksong sometimes. They look at this game, like, they use this game as ammo to say to these big corporations like, hey, look at one of the most successful games this year and look at what they're doing and you're not. First of all, the game is so cheap for what it is. $20? Okay, in my opinion...
See, I don't think this is I don't think there's anything wrong with saying, hey, the game is cheap, it's a good price. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The problem is when she brings up the next point, because I think after this she's gonna say something.
This game is a little too cheap. I think it could have at least been $30, and I personally would have been okay paying a little bit more than that, but I understand I'm not like the most average consumer.
Right, and I feel like when she's saying this right here, she's not even talking about how long the game is. She's probably talking about the quality. Like the quality of the game is so high, it's worth being an extra $10. I don't think there's anything wrong with that point, right?
But I still think they could have at least sold for $30. I think that selling at 20 actually made other games, other indie games in the space look kind of bad
Right
at
here.
how they price their games. For example, I just played a game called Sword of the Sea, and I clocked like a little over 2 hours, and this game cost $30, and I bet
You see that? You see what she said there? You see all she did? She said this game looks bad because it's another indie game. I clocked it about an hour and it cost $30. That's all she said. And it's like, I don't think that's fair. That's not a fair assessment of the situation. That's why I was talking about it. Because it's like, what does that have to do with anything? She's saying it makes the other games look bad because of the length of time. Like, what if that's one of the best games of the year as well? Like, is it really a bad point? Is that really relevant at that point? But she didn't say anything about the quality of the game. She didn't say it was good, it was bad. She didn't say nothing. She just said, hey, this game looks bad because I beat it in an hour and it was $30. It was $10 more than Silksong. Like, okay.
that there were plenty of games in the indie game space that felt kind of self-conscious about pricing their game more expensive than Silksong when you compare like the hours you can get in that game versus their game.
Yeah, see, that's all she's talking about. She's just talking about the hours. That's it. She's talking about the hours you get in one indie game compared to another indie game, which also I want to say is really I really dislike specifically the fact that she's talking about other indie games. Like, do you not understand what an indie game is? These are independent developers. They might only be a couple of people running off of just like barely scraping by, and she's saying, hey, you look bad because you didn't price your game or didn't have this in your game. It's like, bro, that's not fucking, what the fuck? Like, why are you talking bad on them? These are indie developers. Like, yo, chill. Like, I feel like this is not, I don't think this is a good point to bring up. That's what I'm saying. It's not a good point to bring up specifically in context of what she's saying.
And Silksong obviously isn't expected to
what?
partake in any like scummy monetization practices, even though they certainly can take advantage of the fact that they're the #1 most wishlisted Steam game. And it's just the fact that you can get so many hours of content out of Silksong, easily 100 hours, and you have the same AAA companies and big publishers releasing games for 4 times the price with similar game time. But these things aren't unique to Silksong, right? Hades 2 just released with a Metacritic score of 94, priced at $30. Blueprints is one of
So it's like compare Beto to some kid who just like, yeah, that's the thing too. You got to think like this is a very successful indie game. This isn't a regular indie game developer. This isn't a regular indie game studio. They've already got like kind of a big community backing all off of that alone from their first game, right? That game was huge. They made good, I feel like they probably made some good money off of that. They have good rapport with the community off of that. And now, so they've been able to take their time. They literally spent 7 extra years or there was like a 7-year development cycle for this game. Like, how many indie games could afford to wait like that long, you know? If they were like on like a time crunch or something, you know, like, because they're independent. It's like, hey, they don't make any money, so they got to put a game out, you know, eventually, right? But Silksong, they're able to sit there. That company is able to sit there and say, hey, we want to make sure the game is like perfectly tuned. So we're going to take some extra time and just make sure, you know, everything is good and take extra time to develop the game and tweak it and do all that other stuff. Like, they were able to afford doing that probably very comfortably, I would assume as well. Because, you know, Hollow Knight sold a lot. And there's only like, how many people in that? It's like not even 10 people on that team. For that developer, like, it's Team Cherry, like, that's an insane thing. Like, Hollow Knight sold like, what is it? How many copies? It sold like over 5 million or something, right? For Hollow Knight. So they sold a ton of copies of that game. Like, they could afford to kind of sit and chill and do this, you know. You can't, like, it's kind of crazy to compare other indie developers and stuff to that. Like, that was a behemoth.
One of the highest rated games that released this year with a Metacritic score of 92, priced at $30 as well. Okay, as a side note though, I was miserable playing this game, and I think that I'm not saying it's a bad game or anything, it just wasn't for me, but
That's the other point that I was saying before. Like, being aware of a game that you actually like. Like, it doesn't matter how long a game is. It doesn't matter what it's priced. It doesn't even matter what its score is. If you're not sure you're going to enjoy that game, right? Maybe watch some videos, obviously, to check it out first. But it's like, she didn't have a good time. That was not worth it for her, like, at all. Like, that was just kind of I'm not going to say it was a waste, but she didn't have a good time with that game. So I feel like, again, like, the price, bringing any of the pricing and stuff up is kind of irrelevant. She didn't enjoy the game.
I have a whole video on why this game didn't exactly vibe with me, and I get why people like it, but I will say that that game was not for me. And then of course we have Expedition 33, which could be considered indie or AA, I guess, but this game looks just as good, if not better, than some AAA games, priced at $50, and it's widely expected to win Game of the Year this year. These games were all released in 2025, and I think there's multiple reasons for this culmination of indie games being able to stand their ground against these huge AAA games, and we're seeing this in full force in 2025. First, I think it has to do with the democratization of game dev. I think back then, big publishers and companies were expected to rule the industry. For me, as a 90s kid who grew up playing video games, I always felt like game dev was a pretty inaccessible thing. I don't think as a kid I would have known where to start learning about game dev and the tools and resources required for it. And I always thought it was like so expensive and difficult to create games, and you always had to be part of a big company to be able to do something like that. And I'm not saying that these aren't true today. I think even at the indie level or any level, it's still expensive to make a game, and it's extremely difficult to make a good game. I work at a game studio, so I see it firsthand just how hard it is to make a game. I'm not trying to downplay any of that, but I think it is a fact that game dev is more accessible now than it has been in any other point in history, and that just means more tools in the hands of more people with great ideas to realize those ideas into games without always relying on these big companies. I think the concept of like hashtag solo dev and being a solo dev is proof of this democratization of game development. Secondly, I think culturally, and this is more of a personal observation, but I think people are more willing to play indie games now than they were back then. I think people now are definitely more willing to try out a game if it has like an intriguing concept. That is definitely the case for me, compared to back then when we would just buy from like the big publishers like Nintendo, Sony, Xbox. If I think of some personal examples from this year, one of my most viral clips this year was me playing a game where you just flip eggs. I just played a game called The Trolley Solution, which is a game based off the ethical dilemma, the trolley problem, because it sounded funny to me. There was also a game that I picked up for dirt cheap called Chairbound, which is a game about how you have 10 minutes to escape from being tied down in a chair. And then Blueprints is also one of those games where I don't think I would have ever really tried this game before. I did get caught up kind of a little bit in the review hype, but I think back then I definitely wouldn't have been open-minded to try out a game like this, and now I'm just much more willing to give it a shot because people were just talking so highly of it. I think the line between indie, AA, and
Yeah, I will say that, what was that Blueprints game? When we watched the trailer for that before, that game just did not look appealing to me at all. It was like, what's even happening with it? Some kind of puzzle game, but it didn't look super appealing for me. I know it had those high reviews, but I was just like, yeah, I was like, I'm never gonna buy this game because it just does not look like it's for me. But yeah, she tried it out. She didn't like it, so I'll just go off of that.
Production quality and how good a game is or looks is becoming a little bit more blurred, and the only thing really separating AAA from the rest is perhaps the monetization practices, and players have most definitely have become more increasingly conscious of this. So back then we had the options of buying mostly our games from Nintendo, Sony, Xbox, Today we got the same Nintendo announcing the Donkey Kong Bonanza DLC for the price of Silksong and the Pokemon Legends Z8 DLC before it even comes out for the price
Jesus
of
Christ,
Hades 2.
yeah.
Now everyone
Crazy.
understands the breadth of options you have when it comes to getting your money's worth in the games you buy. There's plenty of cheap games that you can get many, many hours out of, and it's made
It
it harder
looked
to
mid.
justify spending.
Oh, that blueprints. Yeah, yeah. I was like, I think it was just confusing, and it just didn't look like it was super enjoyable. Like, did they actually show? Were they showing like gameplay? Because it was like, what was he doing? He was like walking through some rooms and like putting a door down or something. I don't remember what was happening, bro. That shit was like, it didn't look super enjoyable
$70,
for me.
$80 for a
Some
game
people
these
I'm sure
days. The
love
latest
it though.
example of
Obviously,
this
it
that I
got high
saw was
ratings,
for
so
Silent
some
Hill
people
F.
definitely
I
love
saw
it.
some debate over paying that much for this game. On one hand, I saw like people saying like, yeah, why would I spend $70, $80 on this game? This
Right.
game is
See these people. See these guys are like, they're talking about that thing right there. Nobody told me Silent Hill F is only 8 to 12 hours long. Like, I don't understand why. Like, did you have a good time with the game? Like, was the game good? Like, why is the only thing you're talking about the how much time it took to beat it? Like, what? DK DLC is BS. I didn't buy it. Yeah, I still haven't even played DK. I still haven't played that game. I don't know why. That was so weird too. They just shadow dropped that shit. Like, I really feel like that shit should have been free. That DLC. Like, I think it would have been nice, like as a nice gesture. But man, Nintendo, they're on that shit right now. I don't know, bro. They charging shit right now. They're going crazy. It feels like they're just really money hungry right now. It's crazy. It's a horror game. It's never going to be long. That's the other part too. It's a horror game. There's only so long it's going to be. Like, I don't understand this mindset. Like, how long does it need to be for you to be happy? Was it a good game though? Why not talk about that? Was the game good or not? Like,
this game is like I don't
this is I'm trying to think of a comparison. People are talking about this like an analogy, bro. It's like it's the time doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. It's not relevant. Pokemon DLC was misunderstood, sadly. What was going on with the Pokemon DLC? I didn't even know what was happening there. They said they announced the DLC before the game came out, but I wasn't paying attention to it too much. You're saying it's misunderstood? How so? What's going on with it? Um it was such a good game. I'm sad it was only 8 to 12 hours long. I mean, that would be cool, but they didn't say that. They didn't say that. I think that would have been better to say, "Hey man, I wish this game was longer. I had such a great time." But that's not what they said. What they're saying sounds really negative. What you're saying is really a really positive thing. What they were saying looked like it was more of in a negative context, you know? Like it was only 8 to 12 hours? Like what? I didn't get my money. I didn't get my time with the game. That's what it sounded like.
know, like 10 hours long, and just playing the numbers game. Why would I pay that much
This thing probably an unpopular opinion, but I'm only spending $70 on a game if I'm getting 100 plus hours of gameplay out of it.
for
Crazy.
Silent Hill F when I can get Silk Song for $20 and get 10 times more hours out of it? And then I saw the other side of the debate of it where people were saying, you know, you
Yeah, I'd rather have a quality 8 to 12 hour games than an 80-hour game that's full of padding and filler content. This is the mindset you should be having. It's like I don't understand. She's talking about the other side of the debate, but this is I don't think it should be a debate in the first place. It should be, hey, your mindset, change your mindset. Why are you worried about the hours? You should be worried if the game is good or not.
Can't really just like compare just purely how much hours you can get out of the game, especially for horror games where it's not the greatest experience if you stretch it out and have hundreds of hours in
Right,
it. It's supposed to be like a short experience. It's supposed to pack a punch, and you can get replayability in other ways, such as replaying the game.
And see that too. That's the whole point. Replaying the game. There's other stuff in the game. There's more content in the game a lot of times. There's stuff you probably missed. Did you fully complete it? Did you 100% it? You could get more hours out of that game. But it's like they're not thinking about that. That's the other problem with the hours thing. They're not thinking about, oh, what about all this extra stuff I can do? You know? They're thinking about, oh, I played it once and I beat it in this time and I paid this much money for it. Like, what? Why is that? Okay, did you have a good time at least? Pokemon ZA was supposed to be dropped months ago. And then after 2 to 3 months, they were supposed to announce DLC. Oh. Oh, I see, I see. ZA was supposed to drop months ago? It was? It was originally supposed to come out months ago? I didn't even know that. I don't remember that. Okay.
And to get the different endings and speed runs, possibly. I agree that it's a little bit more subjective than just looking at how many hours you can milk out of the game. But the best analogy I have for this is actually when I think about it in terms of like paying for like a designer bag or a designer item. So I think that like when you pay for something like Silent Hill F, you're not really just paying for the game. You're kind of paying for the IP, the universe that you can play this game in, that you are playing a game within this franchise. Because when you...
That's another thing that I was talking about before too, like when you were talking about like a Persona or like Xenoblade, it's like, well, they're part of the same series, like what do you kind of probably have an idea of what the game is, like is it going to be worth it for you, you know? And which one you're saying which one you like more, but it's like, you're probably going to end up buying it because it's part of that series anyway. ZA was supposed to be dropped in... Wait. ZA was supposed to come out in 2024? It got delayed twice, 2023, then to 2024, then the end of 2025. I mean... Why do you think that was? Do you think that was partially because of how Scarlet and Violet were received? Maybe they were like, hey, maybe we should take a little more time before we release this game. Do you think that's part of what it was?
Pay for like a designer bag. You can buy a Chanel bag for, I don't know, like $1,000, right? But it costs like $20 to actually make the bag. You are not paying really for the bag. You are paying for the fact that you are getting a Chanel bag.
I don't think this is totally true though. What she said right here, I don't think that's completely relevant, or not that it's not relevant. I don't think it's true in the case of video games, because when we're talking about big game developers and why they charge some of these prices for games, you got to think this is a big AAA developer, and how many people probably worked on this game? There's probably hundreds of people, maybe not hundreds, but maybe at least a few dozen people that worked on this game. So there's more people to pay. And how long was that game in development? Like, we don't know. You know, there's a lot of... I feel like there's more factors than what she's presenting here. I think it does cost more to produce than a game like for instance, like Silksong. I'm pretty sure Silksong only took development cost-wise, probably only cost a fraction of what Silent Hill F probably took to make, you know, maybe. I don't know exactly, maybe not. But I'm thinking because Silksong's team is so small, Silent Hill team's probably a lot bigger, and we don't know how long it took Silent Hill to make, but all these other factors come into play. I don't think it's just as simple as, oh, it's a designer bag thing. I don't think that's the exact a one-to-one comparison. You know, that's like saying, oh, you're gonna pay $100 for GTA 6 because the GTA name. And it's like, no, I don't think that's really it. I think it's because I feel like it's almost the opposite. Because it is GTA, they're gonna make sure that game is really, really good. So they spent literally over $1 billion on the budget of that game. And there was literally hundreds, maybe even thousands of people that worked on this game. So maybe they're trying to recoup some of the cost of that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's just, oh, you're paying for the GTA name. Like, I don't think they. I mean, kind of, but you know what you're getting with that name. And it's not that it's not that it took $20 to make and you're paying $1,000 for it. No, it's that it took a shitload of money and a shitload of time to make. You know that those guys put in a lot of work. They put in a lot of effort. They put in a lot of years to make sure that game is going to come out as good as it's going to come out. Because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a solid game. And you're going to, paying $100 for it, people, if it is $100, I don't know if that's even going to happen. I know that's a rumor, but if it's $100, people are going to pay $100 for GTA 6. Like, it is what it is, bro. Because that game is probably going to be worth it. Like you always get, and Pokemon DLC usually always very, very worth it. Like, you always get 2 full-size open world maps with their own story, and one of the maps is a remake of an old region. Oh, is that how it is usually? I'm not super deep into Pokemon, so I don't know for sure. But that sounds, is that what we're gonna get on that DLC for the Pokemon? That probably sounds worth it for $30.
It's
That's a lot of
Chanel,
stuff.
and that it's a luxury item
A lot of
that you can
content.
show off that it is from Chanel. I think it's kind of the same way when you think about it in these like premium games where it's definitely expensive, but you are paying more for the brand and the fact that you get to experience a game within this world. It's like a popularized IP that only belongs to them. And to be
No, like I said, I don't think that's totally it. I don't think that's a good comparison. She's simplifying it too much, you know. Some of these teams specifically, if you're talking about the reason why they're AAA developers is because they have a lot of money and a big ass teams behind them in the first place. That's kind of what it is. They have all that money pushing them, paying all these employees, so it actually costs a lot more usually to make those games. That's why half the time they're priced the way they are. So I'm not sure about that
completely honest,
that analogy.
I expected the inflation of games being priced at like $70, $80 because I think games have historically been one of the things that have resisted inflation for quite some time compared to other things. Games for the longest time were like $50, $60 and relatively unchanged in terms of like the premium games. And in relative terms, I think it's only kind of recently that they started charging for like $70 games. And I thought it was just like a matter of time until they started doing that. Regardless, I think TLDR, how you price a game has become much more subjective and topical than ever. And then I think my final note about the monetary side of this is I think that as time goes on, people are also more conscious of how they use their money to support companies and people. People are more conscious consumers these days, and people see supporting like a small dev or a small studio or indie games the same way that they support like a small business, and they see giving $30 to an indie game to be a little bit more different and have a little bit more value compared to giving that same $30 to like a big corporation. And finally, this leveling between indie, AA versus AAA. I don't think it's a coincidence that this is happening when the industry is economically struggling. When I think of AAA companies, I think of like pressure for financial success in the midst of having record layoffs, company crunch culture, and having bureaucracy and red tape and that top-down company structure really hindering the creative process. And with smaller studios and indie companies, obviously there's still that crunch culture and financial pressures. Unfortunately, we've seen a lot of studios that have undergone their studios completely shutting down or their games being killed off completely.
Yeah, that too,
but I think these companies that do make
crazy.
it have the benefit of having smaller teams collaborating in what is usually a flat company structure, allowing for greater creative innovation and flexibility. We directly saw this with Silksong in
What even is AA? I think AA is just like, it's just like a larger. It's not as large as a AAA studio, of course, but it's like, it'd still be like a developer that might be backed by like a bigger company, but they just don't get the same funding as like a AAA developer, you know? I think that's what AA is. Like, they're not fully independent, but you know, they do still have funding from a company, from a larger company, but they just don't get as much of a budget as like the bigger studios, you know? I think that's what the double A is. Oops, hold on.
Just a very high quality product. So anyways, I think my main takeaways here is I don't think these indie games doing so well in 2025 are just individual successes. I think it's actually a signal for a greater shift in the industry, and we'll see more of this in the coming year as there's a bigger variety of games to play and players continue to be conscious of where their support goes. That's pretty much all I had to say on this topic. By the time this video comes out, I believe I will be on a 19-hour trip to Southeast Asia, which is so long. Unfortunately though, it is in the middle of these really cool releases happening in October. I plan to play like Ghost of Yotei, Little Nightmares 3, the new Pokemon game, all next month, but I think I'm literally going to be late to playing all of those games until I'm back. But I am excited for my first real vacation in
Is
quite a while.
Xenoblade
If
Double
you guys
A?
have any opinions or thoughts on this topic, I would love to read them in the comments below as usual. And let me know what I should play on
I'm
the
not
flight
sure,
back,
honestly.
because I
It
do have
could
a list
maybe
of
be
games that I
considered
plan
Double
to
A.
play on the way there. I think I'm going to be continuing Silk Song, probably starting up Hades too. I think we're gonna try to finish Split Fiction on the flight. We got a headphone splitter just to finish that game.
I'll say-
then I'm sure there's a bunch of games.
I'll say
in
I
my
think
backlog
maybe
on my Switch that I
maybe Xenoblade 2 could be considered Double A, but I don't think generally speaking the other Xenoblades are considered Double A. But I know I know Xenoblade 2 used like a smaller team to make that game. But I feel like the first Xenoblade and Xenoblade 3 had like a full team working on those games, so I don't really think those are Double A. Nah, if Xenoblade Double A, then Pokemon is Double A. Yeah, I don't think Xenoblade is Double A. Like I said, Xenoblade 2, you could probably say, yeah, they might have had like a Double A type of team because they had less people working. But the first game and Xenoblade 3 and Xenoblade X, they were definitely Triple A. All those were definitely Triple A. Considering Game Freak has less employees than Monolith, yeah. I mean, Game Freak, I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know how they screwed up their stuff so much. It's so weird. Like, how did you guys fuck up your game this much? And they literally work under the same guys at Nintendo. You both work under the publishing of Nintendo. The Pokemon team, and wait, didn't they actually have some of the Monolith Soft guys try to help them out before Scarlet and Violet actually came out? Weren't they like helping them? So that's kind of insane.
can
And it still came out
as
that
well.
bad.
But until then, I will see you guys in the next one. We're officially in spooky season, so I'm excited to talk about all things horror games in the next video. So until then, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.
Less employees is a good thing, right? But they don't have this. You got to understand though, they're under a big publisher. That's why it's considered, I feel like, Double A. Even though they're a smaller team, they still got to deal with the financial part. They still got to deal with the crunch. Hey, we got a release date. You guys got to release this game. Like they might be able to delay it here and there, but they are on like a schedule. You know what I mean? They don't have that. They don't have the freedom to be like an indie developer and just say, hey, we'll just take our time. They can't do that all the time because they have to answer to their boss, their publisher. That's what I feel like that's the difference with the Double A compared to like an actual just straight up indie studio, you know? Because the indie studio, yeah, you can kind of just make your own choices. If you as a studio decide to say, hey, we're just going to delay the game or we're going to do this, we're going to do that, then they can do that. But if you're Double A and you're under a major publisher, you can't do that. They're going to be like, hey, this game needs to be done by this time. And that's kind of it. You don't really have much of a choice.
Bye.
I think now Nintendo allows them to delay as long as they like. Probably to a certain point. It's probably not forever, but yeah. But I feel like it's different, though. Like, they have a rapport. They have a rapport, though. But was that even... There's something... That's funny, because somebody was saying before that Nintendo didn't even control, like, the Pokemon games releases. Like, that was the Pokemon Company's stuff. Like, they were deciding, hey, we're going to put these games out like this. and not delay it. Like, I don't know what's true or not, but I remember reading that somewhere that the Pokemon, like, Nintendo wasn't really in full control of what the Pokemon company did. So the fact that they were releasing these games as unfinished as they were, or as just kind of broken as they were, I think it was just from the Pokemon company themselves. It's kind of weird. Nintendo kind of works like indie companies, considering they allow most of their games to delay as long as they're like, yeah, like I said, I feel like it's very dependent on what the game is. Like Zelda, for example, they obviously delay Zelda. That's more for, I feel like, quality purposes. They want to make sure the quality of the Zelda series stays at a certain level at all times. Like, that's more of a brand thing. They want to make sure that brand stays up, like, really high. But you got to think, what about all these spin-off games? Like, these are all Nintendo games, but some of these spin-off games come out and they're kind of like, they're just whatever quality sometimes. They're like, oh, well, this game isn't like the best quality, but it's a Nintendo game. Like, they probably could have delayed. Like, think of like the sports titles, right? Those are all Nintendo games, like the Mario Sports series. They have so many different ones, but they probably don't delay those games. They probably get to a certain point, like, okay, it's probably good to release it. Like, then they drop it. That's it. They just release it out. Like, I don't think it's too much delaying needed for those. Like, they'll delay Zelda. They'll delay Metroid. They'll probably delay a mainline Mario game. They'll probably delay Fire Emblem. Mainline Fire Emblem. What else? But they didn't, like I said, they never delayed Pokemon. It feels like there's been so many Pokemon games that probably should have been delayed and they weren't. They just never. That's why I'm like, I'm not sure if they have full control over that or if they just kind of let the Pokemon company do whatever they want to do, and the Pokemon company is deciding to release them. But there are obviously there are some games that they will definitely be like, hey, we're gonna delay this. Like, this is gonna get delayed. This is gonna get delayed. This is gonna, like, mainline series and the big gaming series that they have, like a lot of their first party stuff. They definitely delay those, or they will delay them if they feel it's necessary. They won't delay Xeno. They will push it for. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny, right? They pushed that game up. They delayed Splatoon instead. Splatoon got delayed. Even Splatoon gets delays. But they did not delay Xenoblade 3. But I think Xenoblade X was delayed. I think they delayed that game. But that took, like, that was insane. The development for that was insane, though, for Xenoblade X. But I think they delayed that one. But yeah, Xenoblade 3 got pushed up, and they pushed Splatoon back. They delayed Splatoon. So, like, all of their biggest, I feel like, mainline first-party games, I feel like they will delay them if they feel like it's necessary, or if the teams say, hey, can we get more time on this to fix some stuff? I feel like they'll definitely be like, yeah, sure, we'll delay it out a little bit. I don't think they have an issue with that, because those are their big games. But what's weird, again, with this whole thing is Pokemon is like the biggest selling games that there are, you know? Like, nothing sells more than Pokemon for the most part, right? They all sell really well, but they don't delay the games. It's really weird. Like, how is this, like, it feels like the quality of the Pokemon games is not up to par with the other games, but then they still make all these sales. Maybe that's why they don't delay them, because they're like, well, they're going to sell either way, so why delay it? You know, maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Motherfucker should have delayed Splatoon longer. You still want that Splatoon shit? Splatoon's giving you troubles, huh? They was giving you troubles, huh? Damn. That's funny. And these are pre-rendered cutscenes, right? They're not like, this is not in-game graphics, I don't think.
How long must we wait? I grow weary of the company.
The feeling, my dear, is mutual.
Aha! What do we have here? No job is too daunting as long as the coin is good.
Bah, you'd sell your own mother if the coin was good.
My father too. Now quiet down and help me.
Jeez.
decide.
I've no particular preference.
And why does that not surprise me?
Choose as you will, Midlander.
This beast
Our
in a
fate
frenzy the likes I've never seen!
Look out! He's right on top of us!
Move, lads, move!
What happened? What the heck? Splatoon is a rush game. Was it rushed? Really? I don't know. Why does the quality seem off? It looks like kind of rough. Is it just a YouTube? Is it like Splatoon is working, right? Like, what's wrong with Splatoon when it first came out? Was it, what the heck was it? Was it the balance? I don't know what's happening here. Also, some thing just dropped out of the sky? Like, what? It's like a... What is that? What even happened? They were fighting a guy, the guy got caught, and then now this thing came and grabbed him? What's going on? Oh, not enough maps. Oh. Yeah, that's understandable. What is going on now? So he's in this flying thing now. And somebody shot him. What are these flying things? What the heck is this? What is going on here? Oh. Whoa. What is going on? Not enough maps, not enough new weapons. They could do so much more. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of that's the curse of multiplayer games, right? I feel like that's what that is. The curse of multiplayer. Especially when you play it for a long time, you're like looking for new stuff, and they just don't deliver. Shit. What is that? What is going on? There's just stuff happening, one thing after another. Splatoon 2 added 7 weapons. Holy
Looks to
shit.
return from
Oh,
delivery.
whoa. Yeah, you're probably right. They probably did rush Splatoon 3.
So nice of you to join us again.
Splatoon 2 dev time was 1 year.
Well, don't keep us in suspense.
This one. We'll start with this one.
Ah, he speaks.
Can we go now? Let us give the bard something to sing.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe I don't think it was rushed. Honestly, the dev time was 3 years. Splatoon 2 took 1 year dev time. Splatoon 3 took 3 years. I don't think it was a rush thing. I think it must have been something else. I feel like it wasn't rushed. It sounds like Splatoon 2 was rushed, but apparently it was fine. I think it was maybe it was like a lack of ideas or something. I feel like that's more what it was. Maybe it didn't have any good ideas. Maybe they got stuck, or I don't know. Maybe Splatoon 4 will have some more stuff. And these are all, okay, so these are all of the cinematic trailers for Final Fantasy 14. Right? This was the one where everything reset, right? I think I remember seeing this one. This is where they killed everything, or they just destroyed everything or whatever, right? What is going on? Wait, so they're like all fighting, but then it's like there's some big thing in the sky? What is going on? Is that Origin, bro? They got Origin in this game? Is that what this is? Oh, shoot. Wait, he shot something out. What is that? Zed coming down? What is happening? Oh. Oh, they're sealing him back. He was sealed, and they sealed him back in. Okay. So that whole thing that burst open was like the old seal, and now there's a new one. Oh, well, whoa, shit. Oh, well. Never mind. I guess you're fucked. They're fucked. Damn, that's unfortunate. Oh wait, nope, maybe not. What happened? What? So did he die? What in the hell? Did he get like superpowers or something? What happened? What in the hell? What? I mean, I guess. What is going on? What is that thing? Man. That was... I'm still kind of confused at what happened. He got like superpowers, I guess, but then it like destroyed him, but he was able to beat the guy? Beat the dragon? Oh. Is this the same one? What's going on? Did this repeat? The Flames of Truth. This one says A Realm Reborn. So this is the one. A Realm Reborn. Huh. Average JRPG story. Yeah, pretty much, right? What the heck? Like, yo, what is going on, bro? Is there some differences in this? Or is it like the same? It looks like it's mostly the same, right? Let me see. Yeah, they did the thing, try to seal him, and then he breaks out. Oh, right here. So right here it changes. What the heck? Okay, so this is where it changed. Okay. So so he didn't get superpowers this time, or no, it's different. It's different right here. I don't want to skip this. This looks different, right? Yeah, this one's different. It's just a chunk of the way through. Oh, this is where they got teleported to, because he teleported them away. And this is where they teleported to, I guess. Okay. Play Final Fantasy 14 like a JRPG, not like an MMO, not gonna lie. Register now for the beta. Ooh, well. PS3, Jesus. This game was on PS3? My god. This game is old, bro. Holy shit. Final Fantasy 14 as an JRPG is probably my favorite Final Fantasy after 7. Oh. Erosia, a land embraced by gods, delivered from destruction by the warriors of light. What? What is that? However, fate has cast down these heroes, and their light now threatens to fade. What happened? What is going on? What? Okay, so okay. Is the PS3 edition of Final Fantasy 14 still running? Good question. I don't know. You should check. What does it say if you Google it? That'd be cool if it is. Honestly, I'll be like, yo, that's kind of sick. Actually, highly doubt it because of all the expansions they've had. They definitely probably cut off something at a certain point, you know. Oh, Dragoon. All the expansions are their own self-contained JRPG? Huh. Heaven's Sword. Heaven's Word. Heaven's Sword. Heaven's Sword. Heaven's Ward. They gave the expansions till 2017, which is a hell of a long time, not gonna lie. They gave the expansions till 27. Are you talking about for the PS3 version? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Also, the game finished downloading too, but I'm gonna finish watching the trailers and stuff. Oh, I should watch that too. Short guide. Okay, hold on. I'll probably check that as well. Wait, where's my cursor? Short guide. Well, which one? Yeah, for PS3. Which one should I watch? The first one or the second one? You want me to watch the short guide or the proper guide? An hour and 28 minutes. Jesus. Whoa, what is happening here? The heck was that? We're just fighting? Actually, watch the short guide. Actually, watch none. Fuck it. Play the game. You don't need the guide until you're 10 hours in. Okay. Well, I mean, you could just let me know like what's going on. Just give me some pointers or something, or help me out. Join in and help me out. Wait. You know, I didn't even ask. Does it matter what server I play on? Cause I know MMOs have like servers, right? Do I need to have like a certain server I'm on? You don't even got. You think I know how to play the game? Oh no, I can't risk Final Fantasy 14 right now. I'm not gonna lie. I have exams coming up. If I start the game, I'm actually failing. I'm already close enough to it. I mean, you don't have to just play with me. Like, I'm not gonna play like I'll just like all day or nothing. I'm saying just like help me out or something. You know, Stormblood. Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't want you to get in trouble, to like risk your grades and all that too, you know. Just like try to just give me some direction. I would assume, you know, unless it's just too difficult. I guess I don't know. I feel like it shouldn't be that hard to just give like some direction. But I'll watch the guide. I'll start playing it and just after a little while, I'll watch the guide.
How many years have come and gone since that day? How many years have I waited for this moment? For the one that stood alone against the storm. For the one they called the Warrior of Light.
I'm already close up to feeling it. It's like 4 a.m. That's all I think that I can do. I can tell you how to play. I just don't want to just boot up the game. It's a me issue because of the addiction. Yeah, that's fine. You don't need to boot up the game. That's fine. I guess I'll play with Anna and stuff. I'll talk to her about it and see if she's gonna play. In comes your end. What is happening? I'm so confused with all this stuff. I don't know what's going on.
What What sayest thou, Master Matoya? We may accept this fate, or defy it, but we cannot deny it.
Deny? I am not wont to run from my troubles.
She was like changing into the different forms he was in.
Until our friend returns, I will hold the line.
Service demanded this game. I don't mind teaching you. My exams are over the 16th of October. Okay. Also, probably pick a server you're close by. Asian ping will be horrendous. Not gonna lie. You just need to pick the correct data center name. What is that?
I'm not going anywhere.
Well, are you able to? Who the fuck? She has some weird ass eyes. She don't have any pupils. What the fuck was that? The hell? I'm still confused as fuck. I don't know what's going on, bro. Everything. How about this? I will say everything looks really pretty. Everything looks really cool. I think that's nice. But I'm just I don't know what's happening, bro. I don't know. Like I am noticing the same kind of characters seem to be showing up. So there's some kind of story going on there. There's some kind of storyline, but I don't really know what's happening. Yeah. Well, are you good enough to stay up for still a little bit longer while these trailers finish, or should I just start playing the game now? Like if you need to get to bed. You said it was 4 a.m.
Must be undone. If history must be unwritten, let it be unwritten. Become what you must.
He turned evil, I guess? What the heck happened?
The warrior of darkness.
The warrior of darkness. Shadowbringers. What in the world? You could do 1 more hour of awakening time. Okay. So we can do these, and then I'll try to start the game up then after this. And oh yeah, well, how many more of these are there? So there's 2 more. So there's just 2 more. There's 2 more. This one and the other one's about 10 minutes, about 12 minutes. Okay. And then I'll start up the game. Hopefully it starts up with no issues. Also, this music. This music's just like, what is this? Like some 90s soft rock type shit. It's like a path you picked to allow you to play with other people around the world instead of just reaching. Oh, so we can actually play with other people around the world. That's really cool. I can do 1 more hour of awakening. Data centers are just like your big main guild.
Had begun to fray, its land
Your guild?
rent by tooth and claw.
What is this? He got drones?
Alizé,
This dude got drones, man?
Are you alright?
I can look after myself, you know.
They look like the
I've had
same.
enough of this rot.
There's like twins right there? What the heck?
As the chaos spread,
What in the world is happening, bro?
seemed doomed to unravel.
Yo, we got the flying octopus waifus. What is going on?
Those who stood in defiance of that fate.
The hour is come, creature. It's all or nothing.
What the heck is
The
that?
stage is set, but will our heroes deign to play their part? You took your time. 'Tis as we feared. The respite afforded this land was but fleeting. The end draws nigh.
They have like this. They have like these things on them, like tattoos. NA Final Fantasy content guide, data center travel. I use Oceania. So like anyone can join me. Oh, did you tell Anna too? Like is she still downloading it and stuff? I'll check with her later.
This star still has secrets to tell. Take care, my friend.
So, Charlian would keep its counsel while the world is lost to ruin.
It would. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
Do as you must then, but we scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
Don't worry, Anna can join anything. Oceania is the only region that anyone can travel to, even if you pick a different sub-region. Oh.
Past the far edge of fate. Green blades dark and light. Tolling the coming of the end.
Is he on the moon? The heck? Endwalker. What is even happening, bro? It's so weird. Cause mostly Oceania's kind of dead. Oh, that's cool. I actually like getting on the more dead servers because it's just you don't ever have to worry about the congestion, you know. So that's cool. Okay, so I'll pick Oceania then. What is this? The beach expansion?
Blue seas, clear skies, and boundless possibilities.
Endwalker is my favorite expansion, not gonna lie. I mean, that's cool. I don't know nothing about any of these things, so I don't know what's happening.
For a change?
cause for panic. This one might make for a worthy opponent.
In Walker, will your ping allow it though? Yeah, the beach expansion, worst expansion, sucks balls, 9 out of 10. Wait, what? So it is a beach expansion, actually? They have like a summertime beach expansion? This is so weird. Yo, was he like a pirate now? Yeah, it's like a... What the? Pirate expansion. It is the Bahamas expansion. Okay.
Might you have a moment to speak further?
What is that? It is the Bahamas. Many islands to explore. Oh, so it's not like... What is going on? Oh.
There. Look, my friends. Behold the scene of our next great adventure.
You and your adventures. I trust you have not forgotten the true purpose of our voyage?
Last we are come to the land you call the New World. My home. Tural.
It's just a happy expansion. Dawn Trail. I haven't beaten it yet. Oh. So it's not like a bunch of crazy nonsense. Honestly, a happy expansion is sometimes you... Yeah, because it seemed like every other one there was some kind of devastating, like, cataclysm, world-ending shit happening. Like, yo, bro, what? So I think it is good that there is some more, like, happy stuff happening. That makes sense. That makes sense. hold on. Let me see if I can okay. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna try to launch the game. Even if happy stuff is boring, it's needed. Yeah, pretty sure the Finboy plays 14 too. Okay. Let me try to load it up and just see. I'm gonna try to play because it's done downloading as far as I can tell. There's something about a maintenance notice. All worlds maintenance October 6th. Wait. Is that today? Wait, is it? No. That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow. Okay. Okay, so I think we're good. Okay, I'm gonna try loading up the game now. Let me see what we got. Okay, I think it's loading. Let me see if I can put it on the stream. Calibrate controller? No. I'm not going to use a controller for this. Okay, so I think I'm up. I think it's up. Let me switch it over. See if I can put it on the stream. There we go. It's up. We're good. Okay, here we go. Maybe? Oh, here we go, yeah. First options, let me check the borderless window. Hold on. Wait. What? Let me see. Yes. Hold on. Wait, did that work? Wait, hold on. The video went out. Hold on. Wait a second. Okay, here we go. Let me check this. There we go. Okay. This game best resolution is 720. Okay. High quality stuff. What the heck? Okay, so I'll go back and hit data center first. They go to pick your data center. So I'll go to data center, and you said go to which one? Oceania? Is that what you said? Wait, the game do 150%. Anything is fine. Hold on. Wait, you said do 100% for what now? 100%, 120% for the UI size? The game's base resolution is do 150%. Oh, this right here. Okay. Wait, what? So that right there? Everything's got really big. The fuck? Much better? I guess. Let me do data center. You said yours is Oceania, right? But you said any, hold on. Yeah, but anyone can join Oceania. I mean, but which one is which? I mean, fuck. Hold on. Oceania is a special data center which allows people from North America, EU, Japan to join, and it's the only data center that allows it. But why wouldn't I? Wouldn't it be better for me to join that data center then, so then I could play with other people from other places? So wouldn't that be better for me to join it too? Because like if I'm in North American, and then somebody else is in like Japanese. What is that? The server? Physical data centers? Oceania. Travel between data center and system. Okay. Hey, Anna. Well, then I might just pick Oceania then. Hey, Anna, did you finish downloading Final Fantasy 14? I just started it up, but I'm just Final Fantasy 14. I'm playing. I just got on it right now. So I was like I'm trying to pick my server. But what Hannah is saying is that I should pick the Oceania. I mean, what Hannah's letting me know that the Oceania, anybody can join in that server. You will see in my PlayStation. 1 second. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna join the Oceania because then I don't have to worry about what everybody else picks if they want to play with me or something. I think that's what I'll do. Even if the ping is like a little worse or something, like I'll just deal with it. I think that'll be fine, hopefully. Okay, here we go. It seems I have to wait 8 minutes till mine installed. That's okay. Okay, so we like watched a lot of these cutscenes already. But now there's like a voice over it. You don't hear the voices? No, he's talking. Do you still not hear it? Do you hear the voices now? Not the subtitles? Do you still not hear it? I hear the dragon, etc. You don't, so you guys don't hear the guy talking when the subtitles pop up. That's weird. I don't know how that's possible. I can hear them. I don't know how that's possible. How is it even possible that the voices ain't coming through? I can hear it perfectly fine. How is it a separate audio? This is really weird. Hold on, let me check something. Let me check something. Let's try this again. I try to reset it. Did it start coming up at the end there? It's the same thing. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's so weird. That's so, I don't even know what to do with this. I can hear it and the game audio is coming through the stream. How do you even block out one of the sounds from the game? It's all coming from the game. And there's only one audio setting for the game. That's so weird. That's so weird. I think Final Fantasy 14 does normally in some scenes there doesn't use the voices in some scenes. It's the same thing. No, that guy was talking. He was talking with the subtitles. There was a guy narrating. Oh yeah, I gotta create a character, okay. I'm sure Final Fantasy 14 doesn't have with some CGI cutscenes. In gameplay it has voices. Nah, there was a guy narrating, so he was talking. So it's weird that you guys didn't hear him. I don't even know what to do about that. It's all in the game, I think, so I'm not sure what the fuck to do. Oh, also let me BRB please. I gotta take a leak. Just give me like a couple minutes. I'll be right back. Okay. I grabbed a little snack too. What is that? I think it's considerable to say Arkveld and Rathalos are also canon. Not sure. Okay. So I gotta pick character. So I registered wait, what's that? A registered license for Shadowbringers is required to select this race. Okay. So I can't pick those guys, but I can pick these guys. Does it matter? Like, does anything matter? Like, are there different stats for the different races or something? Or is it just all nothing? They don't matter? Should I be a cat girl? Oh, whoa. Whoa. I wasn't even trying to do that. I was just scrolling around. Okay, I can zoom in and shit. It's a cat girl, right? The cat girl is the one to go with? Small clothes, yeah. What is your character, Hannah? Penguin King? What's yours? Check attire? Oh, this one? Small clothes. Oh, what the heck? I'm the Ora. Oh, this one? What's Anna? Anna, what are you gonna pick? I guess we should be different ones. I'll be a cat girl. What's Anna gonna be? Is she still there? I would create a small size character after mine installs. Which one do you want? Oh, you want this one? You want this little one? This little... What is this thing? It's like a little elf or something. It's like a goblin elf. Like, what is this thing? Like a little, like a, I don't know. Like a little, what do they call the hobbits and shit? A fucking annoying ass fairy. Bitches have annoying as fuck voices. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna pick this. I'm gonna pick the cat girl. I think that's what I'll do. Race and gender, okay. Uh-oh, hold up. Uh-oh. Keepers of the Moon, we got that dark skin? Okay. We're gonna do that. We're gonna go with that one. Alright. What is this? What we got here, man? Hold on, I'm drinking some drink. Hold on. Height? Bus size max? Is that what you want? You want me to put the bus size to max? Alright, there we go. Bus size max. What else we got? Is there a certain tail shape I should get, or just keep it regular? Oh, I like the little black foof on the end. I already got a name for my character. Oh, what's your name gonna be? Tail length? Man, that's long. There we go. I'm just waiting for it to install. Don't be basic height. At least make it 1 point higher. Yeah, yeah, I'll be a little, here, how about this? I'll do this. I'll do that. There we go. I'll be a little bit taller. Why not? I don't mind that. Face. Let's see the face. Skin color. Yo, yeah, let's go darker, bro. We're going dark. There you go. Let's go dark, bro. We getting that chocolate. We getting that chocolate. That dark chocolate. We like that. We want that. Alright, alright. Let's see. Let's see. By that I meant I have a name for the character I will be creating. This shit look like Nia. She does kind of look like Nia, huh? She got the little things too. Can you change the color of that actually? Of the things on her face? Like this one has, she has like the white ones. I guess it's blending in with the face right there. I guess I'll just keep that one. Let me see, what kind of hair? What kind of hair we want right here? Pin hairstyle? Oh, you can later on? Okay. Whoop. Hold on. How do I want? Do I want it like that? Oh, that? Okay. Oh. I like that one. That looks cool. Oh. Let me change the background. Let me see. How could a fairy be annoying, I asked? I think she was saying the voice was annoying. She didn't like the voice. Wait, what? They're the same hairstyle? Oh, the little hair clips are different colors, I guess. Oh, is it? No, the hair clips are different color. What the heck? This one, see, like this one has the bangs and then not the bangs. Oh shoot, with the dreads? Yo, hold up. We might be cooking right here. Hold on. We got the dreads up here. Hold up. Let me see, I really like this one. Hold on. Is that the one I started with? Was this one? Yeah, I don't want the default one though. Oh my god, I'm gonna spend all my time doing that. Character creators, my god, man. This shit. Yo, this look kind of like lightning. This looks like lightning's hair from 13, huh? The voice is like childish. I'm tired of... I like tired, deep tomboy voices, complete opposite spectrum. I like childish voices for my children, for my characters, I'm sorry. Childish voice for my characters. I swear I'm not crazy. I didn't sleep for 9 days. Yeah, what? Huh? You should go to bed. I think that's what you should do right now. If you really didn't sleep for 9 days. I hope you're just joking, but How are you even alive if you didn't sleep for 9 days? That sounds like... It sounds like you'd be dead. Because that's a long ass time. This thing... Yo, look at this! What is this? What is this? Oh my goodness. This hair is crazy. My gosh. I don't know which one to get. I kind of like this one. See, I think I kind of like this one too. I kind of like that one as well. This one, I kind of like this one too. This one's kind of cool. I like that one. This one. You're like 3 days away from dying. Humans can max do 14. Dying is a job. Trust me, it's part of a samsara, death and rebirth. What are you talking about? What? What do you mean? What the heck? What are you talking about? Still, it's physically impossible to do more than 14. Yeah, I don't know what the physical impossibility is. I just know after like 2 days, you're basically like hallucinating like really bad. Cause I've had that happen before. I was up for like 2 days and I started like hallucinating. It was like, that was like kind of like my limit. It was like, yeah, I can't really do this, bro. I wasn't doing it on purpose. I was like working and shit. And that was just, I don't know. I couldn't find a good time to sleep. I was really busy. And yeah, it was horrible. It was not good. It was not good. I kind of like this one too. Should I do the lightning? That looks kind of like lightning, huh? I'm gonna do like the lightning jumps, bro. I'm gonna do that one. We'll do that one right there, I think. And the other one was the that one or the dreads, I think, man. Both of these look cool. Actually, I hallucinated today. What the heck? I've been up for a week because I was experimenting on myself. I've seen 3 ghosts in middle school, like do dreads. I do like dreads. Yeah, the dreads are nice. The dreads are nice. This one's nice. I don't know if I want the thing is, I don't know if I want the long hair necessarily, because I know sometimes it looks weird. Like when you're running around, like, cause sometimes I'll look at it and I'm like, oh, it's kind of stiff looking. So like all the longer hairs, you know, like look at, it's like, it looks fine mostly, but it's like, I don't know what I want. So I think I'll just do this one. I think this will be easier just to kind of look at it and stuff. Also, let me see the face. Do I have the face that I want? Let me see. Yeah, I think I'll just keep that face. That looks fine. You can change it afterwards? Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We'll just do this one for now, and then I'll change it later if I want to change it. What kind of color, hair color we want right here? Right now it's like a blonde color. I don't know which color would look nice. Ooh. Just go dark or light. Does ghost really exist? I don't know. I've never seen a ghost. I'm not sure. The red looks kind of cool too. Let me just pick. I'm just gonna pick one. I'm just gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna keep it black. I think I'm gonna do black. Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it easy, huh? We'll keep it easy. I exist. You're not a ghost though, right? It says, what's it say? Jaw. Oh. What? Oh, I see. I think I'll just keep that. Eye shape. And yes, ghosts exist. Look at white as fuck people in pitch dark. What? Eye shape. Okay, so we have different eye shapes. Right now I'm on type 1. Okay, hold on. Type 1, type 2, type 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 compared to 1. 6 a little bit wider. Maybe 2? I feel like I'll do 2. Let me see. It's a huge difference in jawline, not gonna lie. Should have added at least 20 more options. Yeah. Yeah, really. Iris size. Oh. Large, small. I think I'm gonna keep it small. I'm not really sure if I like it when they're larger. Eye color. Oh. 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 Oh, that looks kind of cool. Odd eyes? What's that? 2 different colors? Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it normal. That looks cool, I think. Eyebrows? Uh-oh. Let's get the eyebrows going. Hold on. Let me see this. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll just keep it as it is, I guess. Nose. Get the nose. Different types of noses. Okay. Hold up. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hang on, what the? I guess just keep it on 1. Oh, I got the wider one on the 5. Let me see. Maybe that one. You don't like your nose? You talking about in your character? You don't like the nose? What is this, a mouth? Type 4, uh-oh. Type 2, oh. Type 1, type... Hold on a second, bro. Hang on. Yeah, let's do that, jank, bro. Yeah. Lip color. You don't like your nose IRL? I mean, you know, it's whatever. Does your nose work? Can you breathe normally? Dark. Oh, none. Yeah, it looks fine with none. I don't need no lip stuff. I think that's fine. Ear clasps? What? Oh. Oh, there's one in each ear. Oh. Do I want those? I don't really need them, I guess, right? Like, I don't really need them. Ear class color. I don't have facial features. Oh, here we go. Mold. Nah, you can't even see it anyway. Oh no, you can barely. Get the scar, a little bandage. I'm gonna do the scars, bro. Let's do the scar. Yeah. We've been in the battles. We've been battling. Face paint. Oh, shoot. Here we go. Oh. What the? Yo, they got the Xenoblade? They got the Xenoblade face paint? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. They got the Xenoblade face paint over here. What happened? What is going on? That's crazy. What is going on? Some of these look crazy. I guess I gotta adjust the color. I'm probably not gonna use any of these. I'm just looking at them. Hang on. You know what? Hold on. If I do like... Maybe I could do like this. Let me see. If I do that one. Let me see what this looks like. I kind of want to do that. Make it a little bit dark, a little bit of highlight up there. Not a highlight, but a little darkening. Xenogears reference. Yeah, pretty much, right? That big ass X, that's what it looks like. It looks just like it. Voice? Hold on. Whoa. Whoa. I don't know. I guess maybe that one? I guess they're all just grunts anyway. They don't really talk, huh? So that's... I think that's fine. I think that's good. Okay. I think we're straight. We're gonna start it off. My god. Yes. Your once saved appearance data can be reused when creating another character. Okay. A first character. Yeah, sure. Oh, here we go. There we go. This has no effect on gameplay. Hold on. What is this? Halon, mover of glaciers and goddess of war, is the guardian deity of Ishgard. Keeper of the moon, goddess of love. Let me see. The god of arts. I don't know. I don't know, maybe this one? Oh. What class do you play? What class do you play, Penguin King? Do you play a healer or a tank or a DPS? And Anna too. Which one are you gonna play, Anna? Are you gonna play like a tank or a healer or a DPS? You play a healer? Okay. So maybe I should do a DPS then? You can play them all? Oh, can you? Arcanist, Thermomage. Tharmaturage? What the hell is that? Archer, Lancer, Pugilus? Oh, Pugilus. That's like a martial artist? That sounds fun. Might do that. Just beat people up. Black Mage is the job. Corresponding job Bard. Black Mage. Summoner Scholar. Dragoon. Oh, this is Dragoon. And this is a Monk. I guess it doesn't really matter. I play a Bard mostly, even if I started with a Cleric. Oh, okay, I see. A Dragoon could be cool. Maybe I'll do a Monk. I'll do that. I think I'll try to do the Monk. Go down? Go down where? This is the last one right here. That's as far down as it goes. Arcanist. Yeah, that's the last one. So it's just these ones. So I think I'll do like Pugilus, because the Monk seems pretty cool. Okay. All classes can do damage. Oh. Yeah, but I mean, they don't do good damage, I'm assuming, right? I'll do this. I'll just do the Pugilus. You selected Ravana as your starting world. Proceed. Yeah. Does it matter which world? Never mind, I'm stupid. EXP bonus is currently being granted to all new players in this world. Does it matter which one I'm on? Which thing I start with? The world? Or should I just doesn't really matter? Okay. I'll just do that then. Pick one with the coolest name. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Ravana. Name. Forename and a surname? Oh. Vasotayam? Nah. Kina Wuldanara. That seems cool. You go to bed in 4 minutes? Okay, I'm just gonna pick that one. Okay, here we go. Kina Wuldanara, that's me. That's my character name. I don't know what kind of name to pick, bro. Yeah. Okay, she's excited. I'm excited too. We're both excited. We're ready to join, right? Saladnsoda. What the hell? Maybe if I make another character, I'll do that one. That sounds insane. Oh, what's happening? Oh no, you'll probably leave before the cutscenes finish, huh? That sucks. What's even going on here? I guess I shouldn't skip it, huh? This is Final Fantasy 14. Nothing is skip. Oh wait, so you can't skip it either way, really? Oh no! Oh, wait, what? It says I can skip it. Oh. It says I can skip right there. What do you mean nothing's skippable? When did they add this? I don't know. Back in 2019, I had to spam click through all dialogues. Yeah, I don't know. It seems you could skip it now, I guess. Oh, there we go. Oh, shoot. Okay, so I'm like a... They gave me the outfit. So I get my powers already? What is that? Oh, no. Alright, Hannah. You have a good night. Good night. I won't play that much. I'll just kind of start it off. But I won't play a ton. I'll just kind of see what it's like and then just kind of probably hop off. Because I don't want to get too deep into it. I don't know what I'm doing. Hey you. Y'all right, lass? You were moaning something fierce for a while there. Feeling the effects of the ether, I reckon. The aether, I don't know how you say that. You'll get used to it though, don't worry. Oh jeez, bro. Need to turn up the AA, I think, because this chick is looking it's kind of rough looking in the background. All these, you there, halt. What's all this about? Inspection. Men search the carriage. Oh, hey, there goes those twins. I saw them guys in one of the cutscenes. I'm just an honest peddler, friend, so don't be too disappointed if you don't find nothing, eh? Mind your tongue, old man, lest I cut it out. Chill. Look, sir, Somnus. Honest peddler, was it? Since when do honest peddler deal in prohibited herbs? You're in a lot of trouble, old man. You'll rot in a dungeon till the end of your days, unless you can afford the fine. Business as usual. Oh. Oh. What the heck? Alwagia to arms. Wait, what? Oh. 7 hells. Consider this a warning. Now go, all of you. Damn. He just got fucking... He got knocked the fuck out. Damn. Phew, that kind of excitement ain't good for the heart. You be careful around them brass blades, lass. Bastards will have their shirt off your back if they fancy it, like common bandits they are, only less honest. Damn. Thank the gods for sending some beastmen to the rescue, eh? Hey, seeing as we've still got a long ride ahead, you mind keeping me company till we arrive? Them youngins don't much care for conversation, see? Brett's the name, and peddling's me trade. And judging by your unusual garments, I'll wager you're one of them new adventurers. I knew it, going wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory. Now that's what I call living. So long as you can avoid dying, I mean, ain't no secret that adventuring's a risky business these days, especially. What was it that first attracted you to it? I don't know, bro. Just bored, I guess. Well, if you ain't too inclined to tell, I ain't about to pry. Might be as an old Brent's chatterbox, but he sure as hell ain't no busybody. We all have a secret or three, don't we? Me, dozens. I'd rather they stay secret too, which is why I don't go sticking me nose where it ain't welcome. Just remember though, there are more important things than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead, and that's a fact. By the by, is this your first trip to Ulda? Yeah, I think. I don't know. It is? Well then, let this journey itinerant tell you the ins and outs of your destination. Ulda is ruled by the Sultana in name, but as most folks know, the Syndicate holds all the real power. Them and their monasterant cronies would happily get rid of Her Grace altogether, but that won't happen while she still commands the loyalty of the Royalists, and the Royalists are nothing if not loyal. These factions have long fought over power, throwing the weight of their wealth against each other, and they show no signs of stopping. Of course, lizardmen, these Alamja, couldn't care less about Uldan politics. They have their own interests, see, and they ain't afraid to use force to serve them. They say war is a gift to peddlers, need breed and profit, and though it shames me to say it, I'm inclined to agree. At long last, behold, Ulda, the jewel of Thalanon, Thalnanlon. Jeez, where folks turn sand into gold. These names, bro. These names. I gotta fucking sound every one of these shits out. Oh. Dude. Can you guys... is anybody in the stream still? Can you hear that voice? Because he's narrating. Also, he sounds like Gerald from Three Houses. Sounds like Violet's dad. And here's where we part ways last. I'm off to the market to deliver me wares. Then it's on to the high road for me. Here, I want you to have this. But thanks for putting up with me, Prattle. Thanks, whatever that was. You never did tell your name though. But hey, here's an idea. Become the sort of storied personage that can brag about having met. And I'll consider us square. All right. All right. I want to try to see if I can adjust the graphics a little bit. Maybe I need to throw up some multi-sampling or something. Final Fantasy XIV. Final Fantasy Ziv. Oh, Venturer, over here. Hey, I mean you. Fresh off the carriage by any chance? And how can I tell? Oh, I have to click the box? Huh? Name's, Wayman, and business is knowing every bugger else's. Now then, what if I was to offer you some invaluable advice by way of welcome to our fair city, free of charge, and even just this once, like... Okay. Welcome to Uldal, the shining beacon of prosperity rising from the deserts of Tolonon. Please select the control screen you wish to use, mouse and keyboard. Follow the instructions to move your character. Okay. Open the Final Fantasy XIV Lodestone Play Guide in your default web browser? What? What is this? Lodestone? Gameplay starter guide. So they have stuff in here. Okay. I don't think I want to do that right now, though. No. Wait, what? Hang on. Non-player characters, NPCs offer quests above their heads. Right-click to mark to start the quest. Okay. Wait, what is... Why is it that I can't turn the camera and they change? The hell is that? Hang on. That's really weird. Camera based. Is that what this is? Is that what I need to do? Okay, here we go. I was like, yo, that was some weird controls. What the fuck? Okay, that's a lot better. Well, oh, yeah, I wanted to check the graphics too. Hold on. DFSR, NVIDIA. Let's do DLSS, bro. Because I have an NVIDIA card. So wouldn't DLSS be better? Edge smoothness, anti-aliasing. Hmm. Let's just see kind of how this goes, I guess, with the. Oh, okay. So let's just accept the quest. It says plenty of anyone with eyes that you don't know your way around here. If I let you go wandering down the street nearest, down the nearest dark alley, you're certain to get mugged or worse, and I don't want that on my conscience. So before you do anything else, you'll want to head up over to the quicksand and speak with Momodi. She's a master of the Adventurers Guild and can set you on the right path. Okay. Just take the steps over yonder pass through the double doors, you'll find her. And that's as much as you're getting for free. Good luck on adventurer. Okay. Gonna quest. Use the duty list to help you complete your task. What? Upon accepting a quest, the current objectives appear under the quest in the duty list on the right side of the screen. A maximum of 5 quests can be displayed at once. Oh, right here. Right here on the side. Clicking on the title will open the quest journal, allowing you to review the objectives and rewards. Okay. We have some stuff. Play guide. Return. Instantly return to your current home point. Sprint. Teleport. Wait, what happened there? Oh, so I can't even go. Can't even leave out. So in here, okay. I kind of wanted to do some stuff, but well, collecting rewards. Complete a quest by right-clicking the NPC with the check mark displayed above his or her head. Completing quests will earn you a variety of rewards, from items to guild to experience points. Okay, pretty standard so far. Nothing crazy. Oh, we got a cutscene. All right. Why, hello there. Who might you be? If you're looking to join the Adventurers Guild, you've come to the right place. Name's Momodi, and I own this fine establishment. If it please you. I also manage the Adventurers Guild here in Ul'dah, so you might say that looking after green adventurers like yourself is my vocation. And lucky for that, and lucky for you, that is. Without someone like me to steer you right, you'd soon find yourself in the middle of nowhere, caught up in business you don't understand. Okay. Like our conflict with with the Amalja, for example, they've been plaguing the Sultanate for nigh on forever now. Then there's the Garlean Empire. None can say for sure what they're plotting these days, only that they are. Oh. The people drink and make merry, but underneath it all there's worry and worry lingering for their feeling of loss. And little wonder, it's scarce been 5 years since the lesser moon cracked open like a giant egg, releasing an abomination with the intent of turning the realm into an eighth hell. So much was lost in the blink of an eye, it was like the end of the world that had come at last. But then things begin to get foggy. Everyone got their own version of what happened next, some of them 2 or 3. You think people would remember something like that, but the fact is they don't. Nobody does. There is one thing the survivors agree on, though. The part played by a band of adventurers who laid down their lives for a realm that wasn't their own. They fought valiantly, like so many others, they never returned. Deeds worth remembering, I'm sure you'll agree. It's a shame the recollections of those brave heroes are as jumbled as those of the calamity itself. But even if we can't remember them, we'll not forget them. They'll not be forgotten, so we can call them Warriors of Light. Okay, the Warriors of Light thing. And they'll forever stand as a shining example of what adventurers can achieve. It's why I welcome new arrivals like yourself to our fair city. All I ask is you lend a helping hand and try to leave Ul'dah in a better state than you found her. If you can promise that, I'd be happy to let you join the guild. Okay, cool. Alright, then a promise is a promise now. I'm counting on you to help put the past behind us. We need people working and spending and bickering like the old days. And a happy and prosperous Ul'dah means more business for the quicksand too. Go ahead and write your name in the register neat as you can. Okay. Kina Wuldara. Well, ain't that a charming name? It just rolled off the tongue. It does, I guess. Alright, Miss Wuldana, on behalf of the Adventure Guild, I'd officially... Please, sir, be merciful. 12 as my witness. I swear to you, I'll bring you your money. What is going on? Debt collector. Oh, damn. This little guy, he's this mustache and shit. That's a debt collector? He's got the big people with him. Be grateful you were given a 4th chance to offend. You two attend to this scum. Please, no, please, mercy. Just the same, if you ever need a bit of advice about one thing or another, pay me a visit. Just don't go bother me every time you stub your bloody toe, alright? Jeez. Of course, I do enjoy hearing a lady muse on the many manhoods of her acquaintance from time to time. Any road, welcome to Ul'dah. Take a moment to catch your breath and I'll teach you a little about our fair city. Complete. Okay. I didn't kill anything yet either. What the heck? Important quests used to tell the story of Eosia. Blah blah blah. Quests using the icon indicated or task are indicated. I'm sorry. Quests using this icon indicated task or series of tasks that are tied to new duties or features you have yet to unlock. Okay, so if it's blue, then I can't do it. The scenario guide is a HUD element that indicates the next available quest in the main scenario. It also displays the next available quest for your currently equipped job or class. Oh, okay. By selecting scenario guide, you can confirm where these quests are located on the map. Okay, cool. I guess I gotta wait to actually do anything. I gotta finish this first. Let me go ahead. What I want to do, because I don't want to do too much while like nobody's here. So what I'll do is I'll take a break from the stream here, and maybe later tonight or tomorrow, if people are in, I'll try to play a bit more. But you know, we got started, and you know, it seems like we could play for free because I don't have a subscription or anything. But it seems like you could just get the trial account and just make an account and then play it, and then you could play it until, like, I guess it just won't, you can't go past level 70, but it has like the first few expansions as well. So like the first 2 or 3 expansions are up here, so you can play through a chunk of the story, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I'll just do that. I'll take a break here, and then we'll be back later. All right, till next time, guys. Peace out.